Oh man, but so I know you said you work on the NBA app. So what is your like I guess official title now? And at a high level, could you explain to us like a day in the life in a TikTok voice?
I could try. I'm still I went from at Microsoft, they were called program managers. Now I'm a product manager. Hoping one day to be senior product manager. But that's what I do. My vertical is digital events, aka tent poles. The word tent pole isn't very known to a lot of people, but essentially tent poles are the major huge events that happen throughout a company. So everybody has tent poles. We just might not call them tent poles. So at the NBA, your tent poles are, the in-season tournament that was new,
The
All-Star
playoffs.
weekend, playoffs. So
And
as you can imagine, I'm busy right now. The draft, and summer league. Not many people know about as much people know about summer league, but that's considered a tent pole. And so my role is I literally need to know all things that's happening on our website and on the app surrounding these digital events. I work I Because of that, I pretty much work with everybody. Like I'm always doing cross team collaboration because there are different people for different parts of our digital experiences. So there's somebody who's in charge of the games and the game experience. There's someone who's in charge of the content. There's someone who's in charge of how the data flows and shows up for all you guys. And literally all tent poles involve those things. like it's interesting. I can't say like every little feature you see during draft or playoffs is, oh, that was my work. But I can say that I had to know about it. I had to know how it functioned just in case somebody else had questions. And then there are specific stuff that I did work on. So if you ever open up the NBA app and you open up a playoffs bracket, I worked on that. Not solely, but I worked on it. Holla at your girl.
okay. And I know you kind of mentioned it earlier. So you would say you have like somewhat a little bit like withdrawals of times like you can't code when you want to and like you
Yeah,
change your way?
I do miss coding. I do. Um, but it's just not what I want to do every day, but I want to do it when I want to do it
Right.
because there's something about like your code working, like you're solving a problem and your code works, like that feeling is so unmatched. And I also feel like I'm losing my technical skills, which kind of bothers me a little bit at times. So
Yeah. Man, you know me. I'm hyped when my code say hello world. So
and if you're not excited about Hello World, you shouldn't code. That I believe that all day. If
hey,
you do Hello World and you're like, oh, whatever, don't. This is not for you.
right. The memes of everybody talking about like I'm a programmer now because I say hello world like I never get up.
Yep.
But that's I mean, that's the other part I guess about like for me, it's not I never been I don't think I ever would I can't say could because if I like put the time down and to learn it, because to me, coding is just like learning another language. Just
It
like if
is.
I want to go learn Spanish or French or whatever, like I just have to put the work in, make practical reasons to code stuff, and it'll stick with me. And kind of just know the foundations of like if you're teaching somebody English, like the foundations of the English language of understanding the syntax of how to make sentences. That's similar stuff that has to come with any programming language. But for me, my issue has always been like in scripting is just I take a class and learn it, but if I don't use it in the practical sense at work on a day to day, it's like,
It's not. Yeah, that's anything.
yeah,
That's anything. Fun fact. And I mean, I feel like you know this, but you don't actually think about it, right? You can only code in English.
what you mean?
Like programming languages, anything they really use that is a word or like a variable or some type of whatever, everything is in English. There isn't like for example, if you're doing a variable, you do in JavaScript, you'll do let, whatever the variable name is, equals something, right? Let is an English word.
Yeah,
Like everything used to build programming languages are in English. And one day that really hit me like, yo, that is so true. You don't like you're not coding in any other language except English. Maybe your comments are in a different language, but the actual code you're executing is in English.
I ain't never think about it like that.
As I said, you know it, you just don't
Right.
yet.
Funny
I
enough,
forgot someone said it to me, and I was like, "Huh, yeah,
yeah,
that's that."
yeah. Funny enough, we were reviewing a case about people using AI to create malicious PowerShell scripts, and one of the knocks on it was that it was too clean. Now you can tell when somebody used AI to do something. It was like, this looks like AI generated. Like these comments don't read like a person who would actually comment something in their code would say. So I just thought about that when you brought up like everything's in English and except like
Everything
your
is.
comments be in a different language sometimes. So they give away. I wonder, do they do that in school? Like, hey, we checking to see if you use AI, and you better at
I
least tell
I
us something different.
feel like there has to be a way to know, but I don't know.
Yeah, they're probably going to build different type of programs. Like this is not. This is kind of in line with AI only because they have these AI can like clone people's voices and stuff now. And I was like, at this point, we got to figure out how to trademark our voice.
That's but I mean, it's happening in the music industry, so
That's what
yeah.
I'm saying. So it's like, think about it. Like, think about you had a boyfriend and somebody said, "Oh, I don't like. I'm gonna take Gabrielle's man. So guess what? I'm gonna listen to him talk on something, and I'm gonna start playing it back and act like we on the phone talking."
That ain't never gonna happen to me. I ain't worried.
But see, that's one of the things. Hey, listen, ladies, I'm
I'm
telling you,
just kidding. I'm just
this is one.
kidding.
If that ever start happening, you gotta believe your man when he say, "Man, believe what you want," and he walk off. You gotta
No,
believe.
believe what you want. This is so we're going left field here. But believe what you want is not the best thing to say. Believe what you want makes you a liar. You need to say something else. Just be like, bro, like a man who wants me to believe him better just be like, it wasn't me, like I didn't do it. Believe what you want means you're so frustrated because you know you're lying. You know you're lying. That's it. That's it. That's the only segue I'm going into this. We don't have to discuss it no more.
Or you could just hit the Mr. Brown and say, "I'm sorry," and then. But so I want to ask you, I guess, like I don't know, what's wrong with her?